returned. The threat of the head teacher clearly was enough. Russell's joining us again. He's going to whiz us straight off to Leicester. Good to see you, Russell. I just noticed you're wearing the colour of compassion and universal love.
Yeah, I noticed that
Liz
as well.
Logie will be very pleased.
Indeed, absolutely right, of course. Let's see if we've got Liz coming up on the screen. Hi, Liz. Liz, we're just coming out of lunch here. Hiya, we're just coming out of lunch, and that's just given me the opportunity to talk to quite a number of the delegates that we've got here. I'm pleased to say that the approval ratings for our first session were very high, so we're up there with Terry Wogan at the moment in terms of how popular we are, Liz. So that's good news, isn't it? Liz, one of the things that people have been talking to me about over lunch is this is great, and it's great to hear about the head teacher's experience and good to hear about what it's like to be in the school from a leadership perspective. But what we really want to hear about is what it's like to be a learner in this school, what it's like for the students, and how is learning being sort of enabled through the things that we're going on. So I understand that this gives us a good opportunity to hear a little bit more about that. Is that right?
Yes, we're going to try to do that. We're in a year 10 applied science lesson here. We're a special science school and we offer applied science. So we've got some students here. In the background you'll see students working. They're working on a risk assessment. They're working on risk assessments because applied science is about the practical application of science. And that's what they're working on. They've just started their year 10. And I've got 4 students here that I'm going to talk to.
Great.
So Ashley, can you just start by trying to paint a picture about what was it like, you know, last term when you walked into the new school? What was it like coming into the new school last term?
It was really exciting because it had bright colours that made you inspired to come into the new school, and it was really exciting because I felt like I'm mature because I had responsibilities to look after the new school. Yeah. So it was really exciting.
Yes. What was the phrase that we used about looking after the new school?
Custodians
of the future, didn't we? Yes, okay. Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, how is our new school different from the old school?
Well, the old school, it was dark, dull, and it didn't smell very nice. But the new school, it's welcoming when you're coming in the morning. There's new toilets. It's more sophisticated, and we have more responsibility now to look after the new school.
What do you mean it's more sophisticated? That's interesting.
Well, because of the new technology, like the laptops and the interactive whiteboards, it seems more posh and
more
nice.
Posh.
Yeah.
Yes, we like to be posh, don't we? Nicole, can you just say a bit about, you know, do you notice any difference among, you know, like your friends, about how students are behaving, what it's like in the school compared with the old school?
Well, there's a lot of difference, especially towards the end of the day, because in the old school there wasn't really, it was like really crowded because there wasn't as many like exits to get home, whereas in the new school there's like a different way to get home from different exits and things.
And have you noticed anything about, you know, students' attitudes, your friends, I mean, your people that you know?
Everyone seems to notice now that we are like looking after the school for people to come up again. And like we was like the last year 9s in the old school, so it was like a bit ruined before we got in there. And now we know that we've got to look after it, so we don't do stuff like we just look after it more.
Good, thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Here we are, we're learning, people are watching people learning, but you know, what's it like, what does it feel like to learn in the new school compared with the old school?
It's much better because all the new equipment, which makes you feel more involved, like the interactive whiteboard, you can go up and show what you mean and write whatever you want on the screen.
And every classroom has an interactive whiteboard, doesn't it? Not unlike the old school where we just had some classrooms. Okay, thank you. So they get some sense there of what the students here are feeling. Is there anything that you would like to ask them, Russell?
Liz, what I'm interested to hear actually, and we didn't talk about this in advance, so we'll see how you cope with it. This is me getting my own back, incidentally, Liz. I'm just interested to hear to what extent the pupils have been engaged in working through the designs of the school. How involved were they in looking at the layout and talking about that? That was a very strong theme that we took this morning from one of our presentations. Can you comment on that and maybe get some of the students to talk about that?
I'm not sure if we can get some of the students to talk about that, but we did do a range of things, and I think these students weren't particularly involved in some of them, but we did a project with Beaumont University, for example, on sustainability. We did some exercises through curriculum areas, such as through English and through design, on the kinds of things that students wanted to see, and that's where bright colours came from. And they talked a lot about the toilets. There was a lot of discussion about the toilets, and we kind of responded to that. Students were really clear they wanted somewhere bright, colourful, not old-fashioned, and they wanted really nice toilets. And I think we've managed to deliver on that.
Liz, just before we leave this session, I am interested to hear from the students. What is the one thing that they really, really like about the new school?
Okay, so Russell in London wants to know, what is the one thing that you really, the standout thing for you that you really like about the school? So Ashley, can start with you. What's the one thing that you love about the new school?
The new school, I like the hubs because there's a better working space, and it's for when you try and catch up on your homework, and you can sit there with your friends and just relax when, like, it's a rainy day or something.
Yes, and we didn't have that in the old school. We had nowhere to socialise. And the last session of today will be taken from one of the hubs, so people will get a chance to see the hubs. Okay, Mackenzie, what is it for you? What's the thing that you really love?
My favourite part of the new school are the bright colours, because of it's fresh and it's welcoming, and then it's a nice place to be when you come to learn.
And when you walk in through the door in the morning, what does it make you feel?
It makes you feel happy and welcome. It's really welcoming.
Okay, thank you. Nicole, what's the standout issue for you, the thing you really love?
The best thing about the new school is the technology, because now in every single classroom there's the interactive whiteboards, and they make learning much more fun and just a lot better because you get a lot more out of the lessons.
And finally, Jamie, what is it for you?
Using the new equipment in the hubs, like the printers.
Talk to us about the printers, because we've been quite brave about what we've done with printing. How do you print your work out in this new school?
You log on to the computer, you upload your work, you press print, and then you go over to the printers, and then you get your smart card, you swipe it over the printer, and then it finds what you want to print, and then it'll take it off your card.
And how does that make you feel to know that there are thousands of pounds worth of printers sitting out open for you to use in this school?
It shows that we can be trusted, and
do you find it helpful?
Yeah, because we don't have to wait as long or interrupt any teachers and ask them.
Thank you very much. So Russell, there you are, a range of things from the students. I hope that gives you some idea of the difference it's made to some of our students.
Liz, that's been really excellent. Thanks for that. And when we're off camera, please thank the students and thank the teacher as well. I think we might be seeing the teacher a little bit later on, will we?
Oh.
Is that right?
Yes.
I think the thing that comes across, Liz, is just the sheer enthusiasm that your students have for what's going on. And, you know, if we could just capture that and distill it down and bottle it and sort of use it across all the programmes, then we would be well on the way to really making transformational progress. So we're going to leave the session there, Liz, and we'll see you again shortly down in the hub.
Okay.
Cheerio.
Changes. Wanna be a richer man. Changes. Turn and face the strain. Changes. It's gonna have to be a different man.